If you're a green card holder or frequently travel to the US, you've probably heard about secondary questioning at the airport. Maybe you've already experienced it, or you're worried about what could possibly happen to you if you're pulled aside by customs. At McBean Law, we specialize in helping green card holders and other clients navigate these complex immigration issues. If you ever find yourself, friends, facing a tough situation like this one, we're here to guide you through that process. In today's video, we'll cover what secondary questioning is and why it happens, common questions you might face during secondary questioning, the procedures involved in secondary questioning, and we'll dive into a story about someone who has navigated secondary questioning and was ultimately cleared. Imagine this: you've just returned from your 2-week vacation abroad. You're excited to come back home, but as you walk through the airport, you're pulled aside by CBP. It's stressful, especially when you've been sent to secondary questioning. What does this mean for your U.S. immigration status, and what can you expect? Let's break it down. Whether you're traveling as a U.S. permanent resident or just preparing for your next trip, this information can help you stay prepared. Keep watching to find out how to handle secondary questioning and avoid complications with your immigration status. Now let's dive into it. What is secondary questioning? Secondary questioning is a procedure used by CBP or Customs when they need more time or information to decide whether you can enter the U.S. This happens when the officer at the initial checkpoint flags something in your travel document or history that needs further investigation. It's an important process for protecting U.S. borders and maintaining immigration integrity. Don't panic. It doesn't necessarily mean you've done anything wrong. Secondary questioning can happen for a variety of reasons. Let's go over the most common questions that custom officers might ask you during this process. Number 1, where were you traveling? Customs will want to confirm the countries you visited and the dates of your trip. They cross-check this information against your travel records. Number 2, what was the purpose of your trip? You'll be asked about whether you were traveling for leisure, business, or another reason. They might even request supporting documents like hotel bookings or event tickets. Number 3, how long were you gone? They'll check if your trip lasted too long, which could raise concerns about your permanent resident status. Number 4, what is your job in the U.S.? To verify that you have ties to the U.S., friends, they might ask you about your employment status and your intention to return. Number 5, do you have any criminal history or past legal issues? Any discrepancies or issues in your record may trigger further questions. Be prepared to address anything that could complicate your entry. Number 6, do you have items to declare? We've all heard this question, right? This includes anything that needs to be reported, such as gifts or personal goods that you're bringing into the country. These are just a few examples of the types of questions that you could face. The key is to answer clearly and truthfully. Any inconsistencies or hesitations may lead to further scrutiny. Now let's talk about how to handle secondary questioning. Let me firstly tell you about Jenna, a green card holder who went through this process. Jenna had been living in the U.S. for 3 years and traveled to Europe to visit family. When she returned to the U.S., she was taken to secondary questioning due to a discrepancy in her travel dates. Her passport showed that she had overstayed, even though it was just a mistake in how she filled out the customs form. Jenna was nervous at first, of course, but she stayed calm and clearly explained everything. She provided the officer with her flight details and proof of her legal status in the U.S. After about 2 hours, the officer confirmed it was a clerical error and she was allowed to continue her journey. If you're in secondary questioning, here's what might happen. You may be allowed to enter the U.S. if everything checks out and there are no further issues with your legal status. Additional information might be requested, however, such as documents or extra forms to clarify your situation. In rare cases, you might be detained for further questioning, particularly if there are concerns about your immigration status or legal history. Even if you're detained, it's important to know that you have rights. You can ask, and I have a video that I'm going to link to about your rights as a green card holder at the airport, so go watch that video. You can ask for an attorney, and you must be treated fairly. If you're facing secondary questioning or any potential immigration issue, it's always smart to consult an experienced immigration attorney. McBean Law specializes in handling complex immigration cases, including those involving secondary questioning. Our team have helped many green card holders and other travelers navigate these situations, ensuring they can return to the U.S. without unnecessary delays or complications. If you find yourself facing this situation, friends, don't hesitate to seek legal assistance. So now that you know what to expect during secondary questioning at the airport and how to respond to custom officers, the most important advice is to stay calm, answer honestly, and seek legal help if you need it. If you found this video helpful, friends, give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe for more tips on immigration and travel. If you have questions or personal experiences with secondary questioning, drop them below in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Guys, thanks so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.